Hello there again, my art appreciation class. We're done with the previous lesson, which is all about the fields of art, the different fields of art. And we also discussed a little bit of the elements and principles of the different fields of art in the past lesson, but now we're focusing on the elements in the different fields of art. So basically, my objective for this today's lesson is to identify art elements employed on a masterpiece and identify the different ways of presenting arts with the different significant use of the elements to be mentioned. Okay, so mabuhay tayong lahat. This is the topic outline that I have, the elements found in the different art fields. So first we have the painting. We mentioned before that, of course, we have the line, the color, the kind of texture, the painting, and we have here a sample. Okay, where do we find these elements, which was discussed in the past lesson? We have here a sample of work of Fernando Morsolo, which is the Dilalang Bukid, oil on canvas, 34 by 24 inches, and it was created in 1958. So you look carefully at the colors found in the painting, and it is very smooth. The texture is very smooth. Why? Because the colors are not far from each other. And you look at the subject, it's not exactly found at the center of the canvas, but at least a little bit not at the middle of the canvas, so that to give a space to where the setting is, and also, but it has the colors from the setting and the subject are not very far from each other, but you could see that the subject is coming out from her background, from the background. Okay, so basically, when we do some painting, then we see to it that the colors are harmonized. They harmonize with each other. The colors create a very fine texture, soft texture, and they do not contrast each other's colors. So that is how the Lagang Bukid of Amorsal is being created. And the colors are very beautiful and very smooth. And the subject is really emergent and very apparent, very visible. Okay, samples of paintings are here. These are my paintings when I had my exhibits in the gallery of Kidlatahimik in Baguio for a month. I also had my exhibits in Cadiz Gallery in Quezon City and in Tubao, the Siling Kamalig, where I played as one of the artists for Marawi, which is entitled Kaba Ibaya. Okay, so look at the paintings that I have in here. I have the version of Modern Child, which is also attached to nature. You look at the colors. You try to critique because I can't critique my own work. So this is when you say mother and child, it's very common that it's the figure of a mother and a child. Okay, so you can after this presentation, then you can look at these paintings again. And then I have here the second figure here is Payak. So you see how I played with the colors of blue and yellow and green. Okay, basically, and also white, of course, to give highlights to the things that I want to highlight into my painting. Payak means wings in my native tongue, Ilocano, and you look at the figures, how it is spreading all over my canvas, and how it creates the balance, a nice texture, because the colors are going well with each other. And I also have this one, a house where the one in purple, the painting in purple. And I could remember this. This is my painting when I wanted to reminisce my childhood days because this is entitled Happy Valley. Happy Valley is the strip where I relocated. We had our house when I was young in Cat, and you look how the colors are very simple. And you look at the lines, you look at the volume of the colors, you look at the texture. So if there's a purple all over, then you can put some so that it will create a very harmonious relationship with each other. It's the color, the texture is smooth. The color goes all over. So you can see purple all over. You can see orange all over. You can see white all over. Okay, but there's still distinction between or among the elements you see in my painting. I also have this one by Leta Dua. It's entitled by Leta Dua. It means let's dance in my native tongue also, and it is showing a figure of a man and a woman dancing, and I just want to give them a touch of the nature, so I also put some designs there with flowers. So you can also take that. I also have here the mermaid. Of course, one of my most favorite mythological character is the mermaid. So I have it here because I've read a lot of folklores, folk stories that the mermaid is very much related to Mama Mary. So I just put them together. You could see in my figure the different and very decorative colors of my fishes all over. So the water is trying to envelope the two images together for the mother and child and the mermaid. And we could make colors how they they try to be intertwined with each other. It's also open for critique. And then I have here the mother nature. So I've sketched here a lady like getting sad about what's happening in the world and what's happening with our natural resources, our environment. So she's just contemplating and thinking what's happening in the world and how will the world be rebuilt again naturally. So I put some flowers there. I put like, you look at the colors of my flower all over the head and down to her neck. It's colorless, like she is very sad about nature. She's very sad about our natural environment, what's happening in our natural environment. So it's one like manifesting an advocacy on rebuilding the world through loving our physical environment. Okay, the second one, after painting, we have the sculpture. We have learned about the elements of sculpture already. So you look at this one. This is the work of Napoleon Abueva. It's entitled Piera, done in 1999. So you look at the texture, okay? You look at the very intricate lines found in this sculpture. You look at the colors. It's it's very difficult to understand because you could see that it's Mama Mary's image carrying Jesus Christ, and the elements are manifested also because there's balance. You look at it is identified that upon looking at the sculpture or image, you could immediately identify the distinction between the image of Jesus Christ and Mama Mary, and the figure is uh, carrying, and you could feel the effort of Mama Mary carrying Jesus Christ on her lap. So it is intricately and carefully done. You look at the folds of the gown of Mama Mary. It's very nice how the gown was folded from on top of the other. The folds are very neatly done. So if you try to look at the elements of your sculpture again, then this must be an excellent masterpiece. Okay, samples of sculptures are the following, taken from the internet, of course. So you look at the balance. The first picture, I like it so much. It's contemplating, thinking, just like my painting a while ago. So it has also some decorative elements on the head, just like the Mother Nature. There's the flower, there's the vine, and all of these things. And you look at the color. It is the color is it's not very colorful, but you could see that the how the light strikes the object makes the color, and it is really excellent in the way how the sculptor did this thing. Okay, you look at how the lines, the waves of the flowers are intricately done and very carefully done. So you could easily identify the figure that it's women's face, and it is enveloped with Mother Nature. Okay, so I guess the line is coming from the forehead. The light is coming from the forehead down because you could see the dark side of the lines at the right down part of her face, and the light is coming from uh, up, but a little bit tilted counterclockwise. Oh, clockwise. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have the next figure. There's balance. You could really see that there's a very nice combination of the lines and shapes and volume, and where the image is being tilted is being balanced by the hands were putting up, because if the hands were put down, then there could be some feeling of like, oh, the image will fall down. But at this point in time, this sculpture is trying to create a very nice volume. And you look at the lines also, you could identify and uh, really see the lines of the legs. There's force, there's strength, there's energy, there's power. Look at the legs. Look at how the the neck, or yes, the neck and until the chest was being portrayed down. So you could feel this masterpiece. You could feel the lines. You could feel the shapes. You could feel the texture and the colors and the shades. So basically, the color is also coming from the same as my first figure. You could see that the color is coming from up, and of course, the darker side would be on the lower part of the sculptures. And the third one, we have the architectures. A very famous example of this one is the Far Eastern University. Okay, when we say architecture, these are the structures. So we also have architecture of like all of the buildings. We have also, like say, for example, the National Museum and all these things. So I have this Far Eastern University's architecture, the building of FEU, which was created by architect Pablo Antonio, one of the national artists during his time. And of course, there are also some that are already modified by, I think it's done by his son. And in most of the work of Pablo Antonio, the architecture, you could also see the words of Napoleon Boada, his Viera. Okay, samples of architecture, of course, I have here two of my favorite architectures. Of course, that of not the ablation, because that's monumental. That would be more on the sculpture uh, element, but elements of sculpture. But here I have here the cave going to UP. If you could see that, it's more on the column and sounds inspired. So basically, it's classic in nature. You could see no designs, no baroque styles. So this is the kind of architecture that this masterpiece portrays or exceeds. And of course, here also is one of my favorite. I have here Siddhashu in Dungeon Nation. So it's an architecture, a sample of architecture also. And it's also not a little bit international in style, because you look at the glass and it doesn't have a lot of baroque style or designs outside. It doesn't have any column, and it's like very free, because there's the glass and it's trying to, you could see the inside of the architecture. Okay, so the next one would be literature. I have here the samples of my literature is the letter of Rizal to the women of Malolos, Bulacan. So he wanted to point out in here where the women educated themselves, and they tried to be as strong as men as they could, and they could just they wanted to fight for their rights. They wanted to be visible in the society. Okay, it's a women's movement, and they wanted to be a carrying in the society. They want to do their role in the society. So he wanted to point out in that letter that ignorance is never been ignorance and never prudence and honor. So he admired the women of Malolos trying to educate themselves of their rights. And in that letter were the mothers, the wives, and even the single women were addressed and to possess the duties of rights to their husbands and children. Young women should choose their lifetime partners. Young women should not be uh, controlled by the parents when it comes to marrying somebody else. They should be in control of whom they should marry because we all know that the 80 or 90% of our decision as women will be coming from our lifetime partners. So you should think about that. So this is a very nice literature, literary piece from Rizal, The Women of Malolos. Okay, so also here I like this one, A Statue of Eros. It's entitled A Statue of Eros, who carved love and placed him by his fountain, thinking he could control such ire with water. Okay, and the next one I would like to proceed because I want to make compare and contrast the two. 1, 2, sky blue. 3, 4, the birds want more. 5, 6, watch clouds drift. 7, 8, the moon is light. Okay, so basically these literary pieces are not really exactly the same with each other. The other one is stemmed with love. Okay, how love is being defined in here. And the other one is rhyming. The thing that I just wanted to point out in here is that literary pieces exude some thoughts and feelings, and it depends upon the reader how he or she understands the literary piece. But I want to point out that literary pieces, beautiful literary pieces, are not rhyming all the time, and but they're also good, just like this one. And good literary pieces have also different structure or free in structure, just like the statue of Eros. Okay, you can predict this one after my presentation. And then the fifth field would be the music. And then since Christmas is fast approaching, so I've chosen the song of Gary Valenciano, which is Pasko Sintako, which is very popular, and I know you know this. So I wanted to listen to the music, and I just wanted to to listen to the music and feel the music, and try to internalize what's the circumstances in the music, and try to understand uh, the things, the meaning of the music. Because when you try to understand music with your thoughts and feelings, with your heart in it, then you will exactly get what it conveys. So basically, I just want to give you the background of this Pasko na Sinta. It's all about a song inspired by the love story of youth students who were members of choral groups in their time, which was written by a UP Prof. Estanislao and composed by the Don Francisco. The song was a little bit of a sad touch. Why? Because the men fell in love with his fellow choir members, and they had a very nice relationship. But then the woman died in 2016, October 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And then that's where October, when you say Burr already, it's the Christmas time is approaching. So that's promising to her, but she's already gone. And okay, the next one is the sixth one is the dance. The dance usually you are in your period is has this millennial mentality. So you are very much aware and mindful of the pop arts coming out. And of course, you have the modern dance or pop dance. And of course, you like Maha Salvador, how she dances. Very graceful and very much balanced when she does a thing. And the way how she moves is very sweet. And in fact, she's called the dance princess of the Philippines. So I just wanted to watch dances of Maha. But you can also, of course, watch other dances so that you could try to look at the elements of this dance and try to review the dance of Maha and try to identify the elements that we have learned from our past lesson. being employed in the dance of Maka. And there are a lot of dancers in the Philippines and across the world, so you could also do that. So the seventh one is we have the drama and theater. Here we have the Matilda. I have here a Matilda. It's a musical, and it is a comedy drama film produced by Danny DeVito in 1996. Screenplay written by Nicholas Cousin and Robin Sigford. So basically, this is all about a girl who had a very natural power to play with her mind. And at first, she went to school where she wasn't liked by anybody else, so she did something. She was able to do something that would overrule her community. So it was very neatly done. The theater, the stage, the decor, the lights, the music, they really go together. So I wanted to watch that musical and identify the elements of drama that we have discussed in the past lesson. Okay, the last one would be um, then we have the film Birdshot. Okay, so it's an end of film and it's done in a Philippine setting. And it's also very nice because the stage production, the actors, the performance elements are very natural, and it's a mixture actually of West and Asian setting. And it's all about the story where the ego is being saved by an environmentalist in the Philippines, and there's there's a news that one of the farmers in Bukidnon was able to uh, was able to shoot a 3-year-old eagle. So this that's the the root of the story. So it was also met with them. So I also want you to watch that story. Okay, those things, those samples that I've given you, you need to watch them very carefully. And there are links that are found in the internet, so it's already accessible. Now I am done explaining how the elements are employed in art pieces. I just have presented. Eventually, as you go in exercising and employing those elements, as you look into art pieces, you'll be able to appreciate the beauty of each color, line, bit, rhythm, line, and dialogue. In my lecture, my discussion will be more focused on the principles in the next lesson that we're going to do. For today, I have told you that we're not going to have assignments and activities because you have a lot already for the past 3 weeks. This is already our secondary program. Okay, so for the past 2 or 3 weeks, we had a lot of activities and assignments, and I want you to focus again on your projects, on your assignments and other submissions, which uh, was due on October 10th, but of course there's a graceful period for that for those who are not able to access their own internet and who has a slow internet connection. So these are my references. I have here my good guideline. Art is an experience, not the formulation of a problem, according to Lindsay Anderson. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. At once again, God bless everyone. I love you all.